Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we are taking a look at something I actually knew was in the timetable for Manchester Airport Commuter, and it is the Cross 220. However, it only came to light on my recent stream that the 220 actually has announcements. So does the 323. However, I did have a look at the 323 and I feel like it wasn't quite there. It felt a little bit unfinished, but to be honest, the 220 shouldn't really have actually been released. It's actually an accidental update that should have been held, because when you look in the actual menu for this, there's some gaps in the service, so you get so many and then there's like nothing. So we've obviously only been given a couple of bits that shouldn't have even gone through, but this one's playable. And there's a few ECS moves and bits and pieces, but this one is actually a drivable run. You can do it all the way through to Wilmslow. So we're going to have a little go, we'll have a little listen, and the announcements actually sound decent. So they're obviously in quite a good state. We're using the Pride livery as well today. This is one of the Creators Club ones. I've not used it yet, so I thought I'd put it on for a video. Looks cool. Let's get ourselves into the cab. Go and turn all our safety systems on. This run stops at Stockport and Wilmslow, so it's not a long run, but it's about a quarter of an hour or just over. You get to obviously hear the announcements a few times, which is nice. Night lighting because it's obviously early. Right. Well, next station is Stockport. Obviously, it just gives you a flavour of what's obviously going to come when ATS update the route in the timetable. So I think you get like service up to about 7 o'clock in the morning, but there's not masses. And then you don't see anything after that. I don't think you might see like one random one later in the afternoon, but it's nothing. There's just literally one end to end like drive it, sort of end to end. It goes a little bit further than Wilmslow, but you can at least drive a decent section and get some decent speed down with this thing. It's nice to have another route, just to have a little drive around with it on. But prepare yourself. As I say, with the 323, that came to light that the announcements worked, but they didn't sound like they flowed as nice. So whether there's some work still to be done, I don't quite know. I did also learn that apparently if you sub in the, I think if you sub, there's a mod that subs in the Manchester Airport Commuter 323 onto Glossop, then apparently the announcements work on Glossop as well, but I don't know how plausible that is. I need to have a look. It's one to investigate, I think. Maybe it's a worthy video in the future. I'd have to do some tests before I decide whether I'm going to do that or not. Right, time for doors to close. We are ready for the off. Oh, very quiet in here.
The next station is Stockport. This is a cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads.
Oh no, sounds about. How weird. I've never experienced that before. Someone just turned everything off. Well, that's very weird. Everything seems to be dying in like notch 1 and lower. Never had that before. No idea why the audio's dying in the cab. It didn't do this the other day when I drove it. We'll have to do a tech sort of ploy around here and just go outside whether we go into idle. Nice little bit of ECS, like the ECS coming out of Longsight here as well, which is nice. I've not seen any of that sort of stuff yet, so that's the first. It's a little bit choppy around this part. I think mainly because the depot's probably full of trains at the minute. It soon sorts itself out though. But there is actually some nice traffic on this run when you leave Manchester, which is nice. Obviously, you're going to see different patterns of passing like stuff because originally, when you drive this route, there was no cross-country services, so you wouldn't have driven anything cross-country. So you wouldn't have seen certain trains at certain points. Whereas this time, you obviously coming at a different time, you're going to see like the 158s, but you might not have seen them before. So it's been quite nice this when it comes out properly. No idea when like they're planning to release their proper updates and patches, but hopefully we don't have to wait too long. Now you are safe with this service. You're not going to get caught out at Slade Lane Junction by any oncoming traffic that might clip you. This is a safe service. No worry. Has anybody else had this issue where the audio cuts out in idle or notch 1? Doesn't come back in until you start going? It's the first time I've experienced this, and I've driven this thing a fair few times now. Nice, decent speed run this. Actually, it's giving some weird collision sort of clipping. We should get some announcements called out in a minute. Listen out carefully for those. It does actually seem to be making sound again now in idle. Weird. Got mind of its own, this thing. Lot coming on in a second, but we'll go over this bridge. If I remember correctly.
We are now approaching Stockport. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
There we go. And obviously you'll get some in a minute when you open your doors as well. It's just a nice little extra to the route, I think, this. I do hope one day that the Pendolino will get the announcements added to it. I think quite a lot of people probably share that thought and sentiment.
This is Stockport. This is a cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads. The next station is Wilmslow.
The only thing it doesn't do is call out the proper station pattern. It's probably missing virtual destinations for everything, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Let's have a look if there's any destinations up here. Oh no, it's not. Audio's died again inside it. It's very bizarre. Yeah, the virtual destinations are on that destination board, so no one did why it's not reading them out as announcements.
The next station is Wilmslow. This is a cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads.
Have I stumbled upon a flaw in like a glitch of audio? It would appear I've obviously stumbled onto something. They've been doing all the work around here at Stockport. They've taken this bridge out and put a new one in, haven't they? Not sure if they're still doing work around here or not, but they've been replacing the bridge. It had life expired, the original one. They had to take the whole thing out and lift a whole new one in. Quite impressive, really. Next stop is Wilmslow. It's not a long run, but through Cheadle Hulme and then into Wilmslow. Also just passing Edgeley Junction. Also was the site of the old steam sheds that once sat in the right hand side here. So this all used to be steam sheds here. Some cracking videos on YouTube of it as well. Yeah, that used to be the sheds there back in the day. It's been quite a sight. Especially if you were a young spotter at Stockport. You stuff come off the shed and go through the station. So this is basically like the race course now. I can just give it a right good thrash down this section. It is literally pretty much a straight line. Or a small bit of curve there. You're there before you know it. Again, we get to give it another quick listen to the announcements. I am going to do some more investigations with the 323 side of things. And especially, I want to try it on Glossop. I think I remember correctly, there is another service, but it's not as long as one. I think you go as far as Stockport because it turns off at Cheadle Hulme, I think, and goes that way around. I can't be quite too sure, but I think there was a morning service that came this way to Crewe. I'm not sure if it was like just a one service that did that, or there might have been a couple. But for the most part, at the moment, you can only do the one down here. We'll have to wait and see what happens when we get the main updates. It's a nice little run, though. Just nice to, as I said earlier in the video, it's just nice to take this for another drive on a different route. Right, coming into Wilmslow. Put the brakes down, shut the anchors out.
We are now approaching Romslow. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
Thank you for watching this short but hopefully informative video. If you didn't know about the announcements, if you've got these products, so you can go and have a little play yourself and just have a listen. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit your notification bell for future videos, and catch you on Twitch on a Monday and Friday for Train Sim Classic or Train Sim World Action. Mainly Train Sim World these days, but we do throw a bit of TSC in occasionally. Leave some comments in the feedback down below. Or any thoughts or anything like that as well. It's always nice to get the conversation flowing. But until next time, thank you again for watching, and take care, and we'll see you very soon for another video. Bye for now.
This is Romslow. This is a cross-country service to Bristol Temple Meads. The next station is